Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's video is going to be covering the install of a Anderson Composites carbon fiber spoiler. Now, the one I have on there right now has to come off, and this is the Ron Fellows that I've wrapped with carbon fiber wrap. This is a GM spoiler. So essentially it's going to look exactly the same. It's got the same shape, same profile. It's a matter of swapping it out now with a real carbon fiber one, and I'll show you that just in a moment. As you can see, I started removing the tail lights. I did a bunch of carbon fiber pieces on this car recently. As you can see there, we got some forged line wheels I put on. Check out the video. I'll have it in my playlist. Carbon fiber, brake vents, and also these side vents here on the front. Forged line wheels are looking really good. GA1Rs. I have a set of 18s as well. I got the 19s and the 20 on there. But let's go ahead now and take a look at the Anderson Composite spoiler and what comes with it. Alright, so here is the spoiler itself. As you can see, it looks really nice. Here's some of the stuff that comes with it. You get some warranty and kind of disclaimer things, a sticker, an Anderson Composites pamphlet, these pads that go underneath where the mounting studs are, some gasket material, and these tabs with a little screw hole in them. I don't know what the hell you're supposed to use these for. There's no instructions. I'm just going to ignore these because they don't fit the threaded studs that are on here. Okay, there's threaded studs with some hardware. But these here don't go anywhere on here. I'm not sure. They give you 6, and that's exactly how many mounting positions there are on this thing. But I'm just going to, toss these aside because I don't think I'm supposed to use them in my application. These threaded studs don't even fit over this thing right here through the through hole on it. So I don't know what you're supposed to use it for. It's some kind of anchor or kind of mounting, aid of some sort. But I'm going to go ahead and start the install, apply the gasket material, apply these pads to the mounting locations, and then I'll let you know what the process is and what I think of it. Also, you're going to have to glue the brake light into place. They don't give you any mounting provisions. Like, there's 2 screws on the factory brake light that you screw into place. Well, over here, they expect you just to silicone it in because there's no mounting tabs or anything on it. So that's one thing to consider. That's going to have to take some time to dry and then be ready to mount. Alright, so as you can see here, we have on the top the Ron Fellows factory spoiler that's wrapped, that I just removed. And this is what I'm talking about here. We have a lack of provisions for the tail light, the center tail light assembly. Okay, so we have 2 7mm screws here, but we have nothing on the Anderson Composite spoiler. So what they want you to do is essentially take that, put it into position, and then silicone it in place. And that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to go ahead and do that, get everything prepared, get the bumper cleaned up and polished out with some buffing compound, and then get ready to install the new Anderson Composite spoiler. Alright guys, so here is some of the progress so far. I went ahead and used this amazing Goop product, which is a sealant adhesive, and I used it on the OEM tail light. I also went ahead and cut some foam earplugs in half and used them as stoppers for the adhesive so it doesn't flow into areas that I don't want to go. As you can see, I put a nice big bead across the top, and then I put some beads along the mounting tab, and then one over here and one over here as well, which flowed down. But I'm going to go ahead now and remove these foam earplugs, and it's good to go. This actually snapped right into place nicely. The opening is the exact same size of that oval shape for the tail light, and it snapped right in, so it was actually a really nice tight fit, and it's not loose at all, at least on this one that I have here. Alright, so everything is good to go. The adhesive is nice and firm. Now it's time to mount it on the car, and I already pre-fitted it and checked the fitment, and it actually fits really nice on in the same spot as the Ron Fellows bolt pattern. Okay, so the ZR1 pattern is not the same as the Ron Fellows, if you don't know that. So if you don't have the Ron Fellows pattern on your bumper, you're going to have to go ahead and lay that out. They don't give you any provisions for that, so you're going to have to figure out the template or transfer from the spoiler onto the car and do that evenly and nicely. That can be a task in itself, but good thing that this spoiler lines up with the existing Ron Fellows holes that I have. So, all right, now it's time to go mount it on the car, and I'll let you know what I think. All right, so this is what it looks like with some of the foam strip attached to it. I went ahead at first and I did it all along the thin edge, both front and back of this thing, and it just looks so goofy because you're going to see that foam. So I'm not going to do that and go right on the paint because it's just going to look the best that way. I don't want to have foam sticking out of the the seam of my spoiler. But I did go ahead and put some foam around the areas where it mounts, okay, around the mounting studs, and also on the very edge where there could be possibly a gap. I went on the inside edge and not have it stick out on the outside of the perimeter, just on the inside to possibly take up any gaps along the edge of the spoiler. So same thing on this side, just in 3 spots, and I blended that in so it's not obtrusive. These little foam circular pads are all in place now. Those are, I assume, to help with damaging the body panel. What's going to happen is no matter what, it's going to leave an imprint on your car. Okay, so my factory spoiler left a nasty imprint, and then once you take it off, you have that imprint left behind, and you have to buff it out. Okay, even when you buff it out, it's still not fully gone, but you can make it almost not noticeable, and I'll show you this right now. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. You probably can't see it on camera, but ever so slightly, you can still see my factory ZR1 spoiler imprint on the paint. There's no way around that. You can buff the hell out of it, but I think it's still not possible to fully remove all the damage unless you repaint the bumper. But if you buff it with some Meguiar's 205 or whatever, like I did, finishing compound, polish compound, it'll actually get rid of most of it. I'm pretty much happy with the way it looks right now. I know I'm not going to get like this deep gouge out, which is kind of noticeable if you hit it in the right light, but oh well. The spoiler is going to most likely draw our attention to itself, and you won't see the imprint on the bumper. But I went ahead and polished this all out. It's all ready to accept the new spoiler. But as you can see, right here is where it differs. So these right here are the factory ZR1, okay, mounting spots. There's 3 on each side. This is the Ron Fellows, okay, sorry, this one right here. So it mounts slightly different, but uses like this one and this one this is the old existing, and this is a new one I had to drill into my bumper. That's the old ZR1 pattern. So you have those 2, and then this one here, and then 1 towards the center on each side, okay. But I'll be only using 2 of these. Like I said, it'll be these 2 for the Ron Fellows, for the existing in the new spoiler for the Anderson Composites to mount up properly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now and mount up the spoiler and show you guys what that looks like. All right, so here we have the real deal carbon fiber Anderson Composites spoiler installed. Looks really good. I'm really happy with the install process. I tried to, tighten it down the best I could, but there is a little bit of a gap on either end. Maybe about 1/8 of an inch, but it's not bad. It doesn't look obvious or it doesn't look bad in any way. It's just there is going to be a gap. You're not able to fully cinch it down. It's just that the spoiler is so stiff, it's not as flexible as the Ron Fellows, the factory GM one. So it doesn't fully touch on the ends, but that's okay. It looks fine. Okay, you really can't tell at all. That's got a little gap there, but everywhere else it fits really good. Right here it's poking out, bulging just a little bit underneath the center tail light, but that's okay. I can live with that. Besides that, the fit in there is really tight. It snaps right in, and like I said, the fit's really nice. I guess this is like the only, you know, kind of pitfall here. It's kind of bulging out, but that's okay. It looks fine. Same thing on this side, a little bit of a gap, but that's okay. You know, looks totally normal. Everywhere else, the spoiler looks like it's a factory spoiler, pretty much. So this essentially is like the PDE spoiler. Some year ZR1s, the last 2 years, either 2012 or 2013, they offered the PDE package, and they outfitted some of the ZR1s with this style spoiler, the Ron Fellows spoiler. Okay, but here we have the real deal carbon fiber one, so even better. So I'm really happy with this install. All right, so that there, guys, is the Anderson Composite spoiler. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some information and some details that you wouldn't have any other way. There's really not a lot of information on this spoiler on Corvettes, so why not install one on a ZR1 and document the process. But if you have any other questions or comments, please place them right down below. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.